Today on TWiB Radio, ha 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 ha. Am I supposed to read all this?
You're supposed to say ha. You're supposed to be laughing.
Ha 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 ha. How does that taste, son?
No, that's not what, sir. You're supposed to go. How's that taste, son? That was what you were supposed to do. That's what you were supposed to do.
All this and more with Team Blackness on TWiB Radio.
So this morning, when the whole thing, like I said, is about this individual mandate. So boom, the idea that forced people to do it, and they said that the initial idea was that they could do it because they could control interstate commerce. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what Congress can do that. And they were saying, well, no, you can't do that. Like what's the limit of this? Or is this a power grab? Blah, blah, blah. And so the Supreme Court said they would not allow it as a commerce, as interstate commerce. Yeah. But they would allow it as a tax. And that as a tax, it is reasonable. And they would allow the individual mandate. So the individual mandate stands. And that right there is where the GOP lost their ever-loving mind. Because the fact is, they're hurt. They're hurt about this. This is not what they wanted. The fact is that the Supreme Court totally co-signed Obama, and they couldn't have imagined with a conservative-leaning Supreme Court that they would co-sign Obama, and they did. So now it's like, well, what can we do? Literally, Lindsey Graham got on television and was like, "It's not about health care." What, sir? That's literally the entire argument here. We're talking about healthcare. It's not about healthcare. It's about taxes. What? What? Really, Graham? And by the way, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Lindsey Graham's voice sounds like oppression. Like it just sounds like it sounds like a whites only water fountain. Like every time he talks, like I can't. Like I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk about people with southern accents, because in fact, I know people with southern accents I'm totally comfortable with. There are some southern accents though that sound like I should be getting them some iced tea quietly and then go back out to the field. Like that's what I feel like he sounds like. And he was literally freaking out about this, and it's all about the taxes. And he's not the only one. The right wing doesn't know what to do. Apparently, Glenn Beck was just crying this morning, which is hilarious. And then Rush Limbaugh.
And we, the American people, have just been deceived in ways that nobody contemplated. And what we now have is the biggest tax increase in the history of the world.
Wait, what?
What we have been told by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and
run that back,
on the court.
Sir, the biggest tax increase in the world ever.
The world.
The biggest tax increase in the world. I mean, my lord.
I was telling y'all that is some responsible journalism right there, by the way.
Okay, I think
I'm gonna pass out because the fact is the hysterics that they're going through right now is actually hilarious, because it's like, you guys realize that it's just, everything you're just saying, it just isn't right now. Like, it's not about a question of your viewpoint on things. It's not about framing. It's about literally, you're just lying. And you don't know what to do, so you're screaming to the top of your lungs a complete and utter lie, and you just happen to know that people will go along with it, and that our media is idiotic enough that they will actually float your lies. They won't we don't have a competent media, a media that will actually go, well, actually, technically, that's actually not true at all. Maybe you should really, like, actually, we did some, fact checking on this, and actually, we're not gonna go along with your talking points right now. Like, they won't do it. Our media won't do that. They will sit there and kind of go, and Lindsey Graham says, this is the biggest tax increase. They'll just go along with whatever he says.
Obamacare is just a massive tax increase. That's all it is. Obama lied to us about that. He lied. The Democrats lied. It wasn't a tax. There was no way it was a tax. The Chief Justice was hell-bound, hell-bent to find a way to make this law applicable, so he just decided, you know what? As a tax increase, it works, because there's no limit on the federal government's ability to tax.
No, wait, so...
That's just not right. I'm sorry. That's just not right. Here's what happens. In the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court can find an act of Congress constitutional, it has to find the act of Congress constitutional. So if they weren't going to uphold it as part of the Commerce Clause, but it was viable under the taxing power, then the court was bound to do that. That's just the law. I mean, I don't know. I just went to law school and all, so maybe Rush Limbaugh knows something I don't know. But, I'm just gonna have to call, bullpucky on that.
Yeah.
That's just nonsense.
Yeah. Obviously, what you're hearing is a mental breakdown. Like, you guys think that my laughing is a mental breakdown. No. My laughing is joy and happiness at mocking these people. They are having a meltdown. And what else do you do when people are having a meltdown? Laugh at them. Laugh at them. Like, you guys are lucky that the first half hour of this show wasn't just me laughing. Alright? Like, just flat out. But I want to actually sit there and actually have more of a conversation about this because like we have our lawyer here, and I actually want to call. I think we're going to call in David Lyle, who was on earlier this week, because I want more facts. I want facts on facts on facts, because the idea of the tax here is the most hilarious part. And the thing is, I don't understand why everyone didn't immediately just stop when they started yelling about taxes and go, actually, this is not a tax. Yes, it was ruled that interstate commerce law was not how you could do this. You could not push down an individual mandate via that. But what you could do is make it a tax. But it's not a tax or increase on Americans. What it is a tax penalty. You can have a tax penalty. That's not raising tax on middle class Americans. Like on Fox News, literally they'd be like, so if you're making $50,000 and when this goes into a place, that'll be a $500 tax on you. Actually, if you're making $50,000, there might be a solid chance that you have health insurance. Just real talk. It's not like that. I don't know what you mean. Like, you probably have health insurance. So, and oh, by the way, if you have health insurance, guess what doesn't happen? Nothing. Nothing happens if you have health insurance. Nothing.
But we're all gonna die.
Oh, I mean, because it's a socialist rule?
Yeah. Because I think something about Sharia law.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And, socialism, and I think we're all gonna have to wear berets, maybe.
The biggest tax increase ever in the world. The biggest tax increase in the world, except for the fact it's not a tax increase. People's taxes won't really actually be affected. I believe didn't they say 250 million people already have health insurance? I believe Obama, when Obama came out, he said that 250 people already have health insurance, and because they have health insurance, guess what? Nothing changes for you. Meaning that your taxes doesn't go up. Where do I live? Like, by the way, I was watching, when I was watching Fox News, have you ever like gone away, like traveling or something like that, and you turn on the news where you are, and you're like, the hell is happening here? What is this? Like, I don't know that this is like such crazy, it seems foreign to you because it is foreign. That is what it is to watch Fox News in America. I was literally watching on the news stations. It was all like, okay, at least within a vein of what might actually be happening. And then I turned to Fox News and they're just sitting there going, no, taxes. This is the biggest tax increase in the world. And by the way, that's the talking point. Be prepared to hear that a lot.
And it's right there in the preamble of the Constitution, right there, Article 1, Section 8, General Welfare Clause. It's been established. Congress can tax whatever, whoever, whenever, how much they want. And this just goes to, even when they don't ask for it, the Supreme Court is going to find a way to make what they want to do legal. Because John Roberts said, it's not our job here to forbid this.
Oh, Jesus
Christ. That's
it's
just constitutional law, man. What is he talking about? That's the way it works.